Hey team, I wanted to take a couple minutes to record a demo of the Cisco Meraki dashboard, and I wanted to really specifically focus on a couple things, troubleshooting, especially around the wireless environment, assurance, meaning how you can see what's going on in the network, what's going on with clients and applications, and assure that they're performing well. And I wanted to record this because I know that we've got a session coming up. There's a lot of things we want to cover. Um, and wanted to make sure to get a chance to cover this stuff if we don't live in depth, and also have something to refer back to in case there's questions. Of course, we're always willing to do this live. I just thought that this would be helpful. So what I want to do is cover just a couple scenarios. Um, and the first is troubleshooting. So taking the scenario that a doctor or employee calls in and they've got or opens a ticket and they've got an issue specific to network performance or wireless. Quite often what we get is something that's maybe not, ticket gets open, a phone call gets made, and it's not tremendously helpful. Something to the effect of like wireless network is down, right? Or this application doesn't work. And so from a troubleshooting perspective, I wanted to show you how we'd address that. And there's really two different ways to look at it. Sort of this top-down method of troubleshooting and then bottom up, and I'll show you how we'll do both. And so from a top-down perspective, what that means is looking across all of your networks, your entire organization, wired and wireless, to see if there's anything systemic going on, any sort of big trends. Maybe this ticket is the first that you've got, but more might be coming in if it's something that's systemic. And so the way that we would do that, I'm sharing here the Meraki dashboard, is we'd come to this assurance tab and overview, and it's going to present this screen that you're looking at here. And that's exactly what this is going to provide you, is an overview of your entire network health. So we can toggle the time frame that we're looking at, if we just wanted to focus on the last day, the last week, even further back. And it's going to show us some statistics about our network. The first is this health score, this network health score. And you can see we're doing pretty good. This is in our production network in San Francisco. And what this health score is a composite of some of these fields below. This clients section, you can see you've got over 2,700 different clients that connected. And this is just showing are clients able to connect to the network, the wireless network, the wired network. If we had VPN clients connecting in, that would show here. It's also a composite of our network devices, access points, switches, security appliances. Are they online? Are they passing traffic? And then we're also looking at a couple of key applications that we've defined and how those are performing. And so that is all that goes into combining into this network health score. You can see it graphed here. You can kind of hover over day by day and see what's going on. We've also got these little this bar with these blue indicators at the bottom here that this is when a configuration change occurred. So you could come here, take a look at the configuration change. Here's what we did, and perhaps, hopefully not, but perhaps that might correlate with a dip or even a sustained dip in network health score, just to kind of help you get faster to figuring out, hey, what's going on if we do have an issue. So for any of these sections here, for example, wireless, you come and click, and then that's going to start to drill down into, when I say can clients connect, there's a couple different steps in that process. They associate to an access point, they authenticate, in you guys' case, against using 802.1x against ICE, and then they get an IP address. So you can, even click and go further into here to get more information. Right, and that'll pull up, and you can see, the top failure types, where clients are having issues associating. You can see them graphed here and listed, the number of clients impacted. If you wanted to look even closer at what's my biggest one here, previous authentication no longer valid, you could filter there. It's going to bring up all of those incidents with the client here on the left, that failure type, the network that occurred on, access point, and then you could click here to go to that client and investigate further. Right, so a good way to get a big picture view, again, top-down troubleshooting, what's going on across the whole network. If we take, again, going back to our example of a doctor opened a ticket or called in, said that the wireless network wasn't working. I'm not seeing anything systemic here. But what we could do is we could go to wireless, and we're going to get a similar view specific to wireless. So this assurance overview is wired and wireless applications to everything. If we go here to wireless and overview, it's going to give us kind of a similar view, but but specific to wireless. So again, here I'll adjust for the last week. And I could pick our specific SSID. So if we wanted to look at internal or guest network, and then we're going to get some statistics around our wireless network, connection health. Again, how are our clients able to connect to the network? Performance health once they get on the network. How is the performance? Is a lot of packet loss? Is the signal quality good? And then again, are we able to access successfully and regularly our network services? Radius for authentication, able to get a DHCP address, able to use DNS to resolve URLs. So we come and click on any one of these, just like the last page, and get more statistics. So I can see, hey, we've got 124 out of 3,200 clients last week that had issues connecting. Where did they have issues connecting? Which network? So it'll break that down here. It'll show you which access points had the most issues, which clients had the most issues. Yeah, so these would be your trouble clients here. And so again, kind of think about what we're doing. Good way to sort of see across the network and see if there's any issues. Everything's looking pretty excellent. And then you can also see trends based on this time frame. So over the last week, we're actually down 14% in terms of failed clients. And so you can see these trends start to give yourself a baseline. So in this scenario, I would say, hey, nothing systemic that I need to worry about. We're probably not sitting on a big issue that's going to produce more tickets. This is probably something client specific. So at this point, I'd go dig in on that specific client. But one other thing I wanted to show you that maybe you'll find interesting, I think this is super helpful. On this same page, if I click on health, it's going to take that sort of same list of steps and break it down graphically. So we think about the process that a client takes to get on the wireless network. Again, we'll toggle over the last week. These would be the steps that a client goes through. They associate to the network, then they're going to authenticate, pull use DHCP to pull an IP address, and use DNS to resolve URLs. And this will show you across your entire network where you might be having some issues. And so if you kind of look here, everything looks pretty good. About a little over 4% of the time, our clients are failing to authenticate. And so that might be something, if you wanted to get proactive about optimizing the network, even though everything showed excellent, everything's green, you could this would be the long pole in the tent to start to tackle. So you could click on that. That would pull up a page of every single time a client has had an issue authenticating on our network, and you could go in and try and tackle that and even further optimize things. So let me take a step back here. What I want to do now is kind of go the opposite direction. So we ruled out anything systemic. We would then go and look probably at the specific client, the specific device that had an issue. So if I come up here to network wide and clients,